Hey guys, we're going to start doing some lessons here on YouTube. If you need a PDF of the story and the quiz we're going to take, just shoot me a message on Parent Square. If not, you can always hit pause and have your child read it out loud to themselves and then unpause the video and listen to me read it. With the quiz questions, I'll actually read all of the questions first, and then you can pause it if you want, answer them yourselves, and then unpause it, and I will share the answers. The reading strategy we're going to talk about today is eagle eye. Eagle eye means we look at the picture, if there's a picture, and we use it to help us figure out words we might not be familiar with. Okay? When you're in first, second, all the way up to third, fourth, and fifth grade, if there are pictures in the text, we need to use those because they'll provide clues to words we don't know. Okay? So the story we're going to read today is called All Kinds of Homes. And there might be some different kinds of homes in here that you've seen and you might know from memory, but you might not recognize the word for them. So we're going to go through the text and identify some of those words. As I read, you're going to follow my little minion, okay? All kinds of homes. Our table of contents. These are the different kinds of homes we're going to read about. If you were wanting to read about a specific kind, you could jump right to that page. Where do people live? People live in homes. Not all homes are the same. Homes can be big or small. They can be made of different things. You guys know what kind of home this is? Starts with an H. Even if I'm not terribly familiar with this word, I know by looking on the picture that we are talking about a house. And there's an S on the end, so it's houses. A house is one kind of home. It stands on its own. It has its own roof and front door. Now, before we dig into this page, what do you see a picture of? What kind of house is that? What kind of a home is that? Where lots of people live right next to each other in a tall building. It's called an apartment, right? Well, let's take a look at this word right here. Already, I know this word is going to be apartment. S on the end, apartments. Apartments are another kind of home. They have one roof. Neighbors live on other floors. What kind of home is this? Based on what I see in the picture, I see the logs. It's made out of logs, the A-framed roof, and looking at our heading for this, it starts with a C. We call this a cabin, right? So even if you don't recognize that word right away, based on the picture, we should be able to figure it out. Cabin is an other, when we squeeze those two together, another kind of home. It has trees and birds as neighbors. It can be made of logs. Like I said, parents, if you want your student reading this, or parents, family members, whoever's at home, if you want them reading this to themselves, just hit pause on the video, let them read it, and then we can go through it afterwards together. What kind of home is this? What do you think? All right. I see that we have windows, kind of like our houses, right? I also see it's clearly it's like a big bus, right? Now look here, I see the word motor homes. So we're going to read about motorhomes. A motorhome is another kind of home. It has wheels. It can move from place to place. This is an interesting one, right? It's on the water. What do we know that's typically on the water, right? Boats. This first part of the word right here. Let's see if I can find my highlighter. I've seen this word multiple times throughout our story, right? House. Boats. Houseboats. We're going to read about houseboats on this page. A houseboat is smush it together, another kind of home. It floats on water. It has fish and other boats as neighbors. I don't recognize either of these types of homes. And it's not something I see on my drive to school. And so as I look at the title, I see special homes. These homes are not like any others. They may be in a strange place. They may not look like a home. That looks like a pyramid, and that one's built right into the side of a mountain. So for conclusion, homes can be the same in some ways. Homes can also be different in many ways. Talk with someone at home and tell them about the ways homes can be the same and different. We are going to move on to the quiz. So like I said, I'm going to read all the questions first, read the answer choices, move on to the next question. If you're taking this quiz at home together, and you feel more than welcome to pause after each one, after you hear it read aloud, and then at the end I will give the answers. Number 1, what 2 houses belong in a group of homes that can move? A houseboat and an apartment, B, a motorhome and a cabin, or C, a motorhome and a houseboat? Question 2, how is a houseboat different from a house? A, it is found on the water, B, it has a roof, or C, it is a kind of home? 3, why does a cabin have birds for neighbors? A cabin is a place to keep birds in, B, birds live in the trees near the cabin, or C, people and birds live together in a cabin? 4, which of the following belongs in the group of homes where many neighbors live? A, an apartment, B, a house, or C, a motorhome? 5, which compound word means a boat that people can use as a home? We talked about this. Is it A, a houseboat, B, boathouse, or C, a housetop? And 6 is extended response. It says, have the students put all the homes in this book into different groups. Have him or her write a heading for each group that describes the group. That's something you can do on your own. We're not going to go over that one together. That's more of just like an independent question. So if you're doing this by yourself, hit pause, answer the questions, and then hit play, and you'll hear the answers. All right. Number 1, what 2 houses belong in a group of homes that can move? Well, from our story, I saw that a motorhome and a houseboat both move. A motorhome moves on the road, a houseboat moves in the water. It's choice C for number 1. Number 2, how's a houseboat different from a house? Well, I don't know about you guys, my house is not sitting on top of a river or a lake, so it is A. It is found on the water. 3, why does a cabin have birds for neighbors? Well, a cabin has birds for neighbors because birds live in the trees near the cabin. Choice B. Okay. Number 4, which of the following belongs in the group of homes where many neighbors live? B, house, C, motorhome, or A, an apartment? Now, I have lots of neighbors that live in my neighborhood, but there's one choice that I think is better than a house, and that's an apartment, because every apartment just about has neighbors, okay? Not all houses have neighbors. Number 5, which compound word means a boat that people can use as a home? We read about A houseboat, okay? Well, that is how to use pictures to help us with words we don't know. And those are the answers to the story. So tune in next week and we'll have another lesson for you. Thanks for watching.